Hello, friends. Hello, Super Metroid, fellow Super Metroid fans. Welcome to Hardway to Hell. Oh, goodness. I was watching on my phone, and now I'm hearing myself on my phone. Okay. I'm coming in a little bit late to this. Can somebody catch me up? I saw that nikplayer or I saw Rusty had power bombs before nikplayer. Where did Rusty get those power bombs, and did that put him ahead at all, or what, somebody catch me up. We see Rusty in Gauntlet now with no tanks. So Rusty had power bombs, but now Rusty has no tanks. Oh, Rusty didn't have power bombs? Was I looking at backwards? Oh, maybe it was missiles. Maybe I saw that Rusty had 2 things or 3 things, and Nick Claire had 2 things. Oh, Nick Claire did get power bombs first. Well, while chat's catching me up, let me just do some Hard Way to Hell introductions here. For anybody that's new to Hard Way to Hell, you may be familiar with Super Metroid, you may be familiar with randomizers. You may not be familiar with Hard Way to Hell, which is basically about as difficult as randomizers can get. You're going to see some ridiculous tricks here. They are playing on Master Preset, which is the hardest preset on the Varia website. They are playing Super Fun Suits, which means that at least one suit is going to be removed from the pool. They're playing on Slowest Progression, which means the game is forcibly going to make them do some stupid things to get their progression. And then they also have Super Fun Combat, which means they're not going to find Screw Attack, they're not going to find Plasma, and they also may not find Wave or Spazer. It's pretty brutal. It's a pretty brutal setting. Okay, I'm looking at chat now. Nick Claire broke free in the left sand pit and got super in E-Tank. Then got a second E-Tank in X-Ray. Divergence was from the start. Nick checked West sand pit and... Oh, interesting. So one of them saw one sand pit and the other saw the other, or do they both have the sand pit information? And Rusty went to Katir without power bombs. Oh. Oh, and Nick has Kraid done and Fantoon done. So okay, so Rusty hasn't killed any bosses yet. Okay, so Rusty went straight to Criteria. Ah, okay. Interesting. So you're saying they have to take the hard way to hell. That's right. That's exactly right. So since they're at most going to find one suit, that means they're going to have to either traverse Meridia suitless, which they started in Meridia. So we've already seen a little bit of that. They may have to go through the whole thing suitless. They may also have to go through Lower Norfair suitless as well. Okay, so I feel more caught up now. We see Nick Player has already killed Fantoon, is in Wreck Ship. Rusty is heading over to Wreck Ship himself. Yes, they started in Aqueduct. So this week's settings for Hard Way to Hell, there's 3 different settings each week that the runners, one of them vetoes one of them, the other one vetoes another one, and they just play the remaining setting. So there are 3 settings this week. One of them is Aqueduct Start, which is what you saw here. Another one is Lower Norfair Start. So you'll see if you watch more of these races, you'll see some of the runners starting in Lower Norfair. They'll start in the jail area toward the Lower Norfair escape. The thing about that start is Varia is you will always get a Varia in that case. The problem with that start is you have the potential. Remember, Screw's not in this, and you may not find Charge. So you may have to dodge the key hunters on the way out of Lower Norfair, and that's that's a rough time. With nothing, when you have no tanks, the key hunters are one-hit KO. It's a bad time. Oh, and we see Speed Booster in the attic. Rusty will be finding that soon, but Rusty also is currently 2 bosses down, and still needs to kill Fantoon to get there. Big difference for Nick was the out of logic left sandpit. Gotcha. So, let's see. I guess I'm still a little bit confused because I thought I saw that Rusty had power bombs before nikplayer, but it sounds like Nick found power bombs in high jump, and Rusty didn't go there. Has Rusty still not been to high jump? Is that a place he never went? Like he just came down from Meridia and went straight up to Criteria? Okay. Rusty's first rep BT. I see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's a significant advantage for Nick. For sure. I mean, there's still a lot of game left. So in a normal randomizer, this could be the type of thing where like, oh well, Nick is way ahead, so that's the game. But in this case, Rusty is definitely not out of this. He may seem or even be behind right now, but there's a lot still left to happen. We have some suitless things that are going to happen, so certainly not out of the game. I see. So I imagine we're gonna see nikplayer go into Brinstar and do all of the checks that Rusty already did. So, oh, Rusty is in here with no tanks. That's a little bit frightening. That's a little bit frightening. Rusty's got to be real careful here. He's one hit KO with no suits. Fantoon does 40 damage. Oh no, he was just running for that health. He would have been okay. Now he's back at the ship. That's really unfortunate. But again, who knows? Rusty could find a grapple beam that Nick doesn't find, or Nick could have some deaths in Lower Norfair. Anything can happen. It's certainly nikplayer's advantage right now, but oh, and Rusty's bailing. Well, now this is bad. Rusty's gonna miss out on that speed if he. I think maybe he's going down to Kraid. Probably gonna find some tanks. The tanks that Nick has. They'll make that Fantoon fight a lot easier. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like Nick found anything beyond Speed Booster in Wreck Ship, but I mean, Speed Booster's real big. The only tank you get would be X-Ray. Oh, because the other tank was in Sandpit. Right. And Rusty can't bowl. I didn't see. Was there anything useful over in like after bowling? I mean, you can do X-ray deboost with no tanks. I do a pretty slow strat through there, and the way that I get through, I come out with like 10 HP. without having to farm at all. And there's faster ways to do it that I don't know that probably give you even more. I don't know. I have no idea, but it's definitely possible to get in there. Certainly not fun. And he does have he could go in Crystal Flash and then come back out too. If he didn't want to risk the return trip on low health. Super Packet Rextra Preserve. Yeah, Spike, I would do it as long as I had a save. I wouldn't do a no tank X-ray deboost without a save and no tanks, but yeah, I would absolutely do it. Once you so it's a hard trick. And it takes a long time to kind of work out the nuances of it, but once you have it down, it's really not that bad. Once you've done it like 100 times or so. And Rusty's certainly capable. Yeah, I got a feel for Rusty here. He's got to feel like he's just running around like crazy, which I mean, slowest progression. I think so from what I'm gathering, Nikplayer's tank and power bombs in the pit. That's what you said was in there, right? Tank and power bombs. That wasn't in logic. So Nick actually went out of logic to find those, and Rusty's actually following the logic. Is that right? Yeah, the current tanks. Yeah, sorry, I didn't specify. So this is not regular randomizer. This is it's called Hardway to Hell. If you go to the Varia website, you can go to presets, and Hardway to Hell is one of the presets. It is master skill settings, which is the most difficult settings that are available on the Varia website. Basically, with master with the way that these settings are, anything that is possible, any skills that are possible in the Varia website are in logic. So that's things like Moon Dance or suitless Crystal Flash clip to get to Bot Wound, stuff like that. Which we might see. We don't see an Ice Beam or Gravity Suit yet, so that could be a thing that comes into play. And also they are going to be restricted to maximum of one suit. They will be they will not find Screw or Plasma. They may also not find Wave or Spazer. Oh, Nick has bombs. I wonder where those are. Ultimately, it's a very, very brutal set. It's brutal settings. All right, so Nick, I believe is going to go all the way through Brinstar. So some of the advantage that we see that Nikplayer has now is going to go away. I still think he's ahead right now because he hasn't had to do as much running back and forth as Rusty has, and Rusty still hasn't killed any bosses. But Nick is going to go through Brinstar, Retro Bryn. It's going to take a little bit of time. Another advantage that Nick has is he'll be able to go to Waterway. And also climbs. He just checked climb supers. It didn't get anything for him, but he was able to check it. Rusty won't be able to go to Waterway, or wasn't able to go to Waterway. Oh yeah, Rusty. Okay, so Rusty's one boss down. Man, it's too bad he didn't make it through that Fantoon fight. Because he'll have to get back up there. Let's see. Have we seen we've seen ice, right? This is a pretty brutal run. So with 99 health. Oh, Rusty can Crystal Flash. Never mind. This should be fine. Nick checked ice. It's PBs. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, poor Rusty. This is a very different seed for the two runners right now. Alright, now Rusty has to be careful not to get hit by this side hopper coming out of the room here. Okay. I don't remember how much damage they do, but I think that 41 is not enough. I know that I've come out of that room so many times and gotten nailed, thinking I had enough health, and I don't. They do 80, yeah. Whew. It's a lot of health. Alright, and Rusty is gonna go for this, ice run. Oh, ooh, is this gonna... Oh, just made the Crystal Flash. Oh, interesting. He's gonna do another Crystal Flash. That's a very safe way to do it. It is possible to make it through. Then you just pick up the health drops from the Novas on the way, but... this is definitely the safer way to go. I think, I didn't notice if he saved here. I would probably reset here to get my ammo back. Because he's not gonna make it out anyway. Okay, and now we're gonna see this aqueduct, and this could be crucial. This could be a crucial item. Okay, it's just missiles. So Rusty didn't lose anything by not getting to the waterway item. And I think all Rusty has left now is Fantoon. So I think he's gonna go back up. Oh, he has X-ray too. He'll probably do the X-ray check. Or going back into Meridia. Oh, he's saving. Right, okay. He's saving, he's gonna do the X-ray check. This makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, nikplayer just picking up everything that Rusty already had. Just a lot of ammo. There's just a lot of ammo in Brinstar. Yeah, Gwen pointing out too that having speed, Nick is going to be able to go through to Bubble Mountain, Croc, and that must be where the progression is because we've seen everything else now. Yeah, and Audra pointing out that sacrificing the tube, once you blow up that tube, you can't get it back. So, that can make it hard to get into Meridia. With high jump boots, it's not really that big a deal. It takes more time, obviously, to get up to the to get up into that top transition. But yeah, in this case, Rusty wanted the save. Alternatively, he could have gone all the way to the top of Red Tower, saved there, and then come back down, but that would have taken a little bit more time. So this made a lot of sense. Yeah, so Rusty right now, we saw nikplayer do this earlier, but we didn't talk about it. He's doing the X-ray deboost to get across X-ray Hall. And again, this is he bailing? Rusty's bailing on X-ray. So that is in logic. Basically, you have to use all the waivers in the room, those little flying guys. The spikes do 60 ticks of damage, and the waivers only do 10. So by using the waivers to kind of damage your way across, you can make it through the hallway without any tanks. Oh, zero tank X-ray is not in logic. Okay. You need one tank or a suit. Okay. All right. Thanks for that correction. I didn't realize. Surprised it's not. There's so many more difficult things in uh in Hardway to Hell, but I mean it is hard. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're never gonna make it across, and you're never gonna make it back. So it's I mean there's a lot of things like that in Hardway to Hell. I was late too, Cheesy. So I'll catch you up a little bit. Nikplayer, they started an aqueduct. Nikplayer went into the left sand pit and picked up a tank and a power bomb. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. But oh, look at that CWJ from Iron Rusty. So Rusty's going back to Fantoon now. And that gave Nick a significant advantage. He was able to go into Kraid with those power bombs. And he also went into, I guess Rusty didn't go into high jump. And there was a power bomb at high jump too? Question mark. Oh, left sand pit was E-tank and a super. Okay, and then first power bomb was at high jump. Ah, I see. I see. But Rusty didn't go down there. Rusty went straight up to Brinstar. And I'm not sure when he found his first power bomb, but it was, you know, after he left. So he wasn't able to kill Kraid at the times. Rusty's been doing a lot of back and forth. He also had a death at Fantoon. And Nikplayer is actually having a very smooth ride through this seed. The early part of Hardway to Hell is always just a lot of item collection, so we haven't seen the meat of the seed yet. That's going to be coming soon on Nikplayer's side as he starts his hell runs. But yeah, definitely not an easy game. Following logic anyway. They both got through sand hallways nicely. Nice. No undead eaters. That's excellent. Yeah, I know Rusty was practicing that yesterday. Okay, so Rusty still has 2 hits before death, so this is a good place to be. Quote unquote good. Good for Hardway to Hell. Okay, he got hit, but he also got... Okay, and he's back to full. He should be fine now. Still 2 hits from death. Good health drops, too. Sometimes Fantoon is really cruel with the health drops. And there we go. All you want is health because you're 1-hit KO. And all Fantoon wants to give you is missiles because he doesn't care. That's the worst place to be. All right, and we're going to see Nikplayer now going over into Bubble Mountain. So these will be new checks. Progression has to be over here somewhere because we've seen everything else. Oh, and meanwhile, the speed booster is up in Attic. Rusty did make an attempt at Fantoon earlier, but died, unfortunately, so he's going to be... Oh, he's going to be pretty sad to see that speed booster up there, realizing he could have had it a lot sooner. Yeah, Nikplayer's movement is incredible. I I am in awe. As somebody who does not have very good movement and generally has to rely on getting lucky in races, I always appreciate people who have excellent movement, and nikplayer definitely has that. Doing the very important wall jump off of Croc. And Rusty is going through getting the items that nikplayer already got. And I will say again, Rusty has some catching up to do here, for sure. But anything can happen in these Hardway to Hell seeds, and the place that nikplayer is going right now, like the place in the seed, is where things get real. So it's very possible Rusty could catch up. And this is still anybody's race. All right, let's see what's behind Croc. An E-tank. let's see nothing but E-tanks in all of the upper Norfair checks, and then the game requires a lower Norfair dive for progression. That's what I want to see. And another E-tank. The first logical tank, huh? Whew. All right. So we we have oh, watch this mock ball. Yes. Oh my goodness. That mock ball feels good every time you see it. So we have cosine room and the item behind Croc. Let's see if those are both E-tanks. Oh, nothing. Just what we wanted to see. Nothing. Yeah, here's what I want to see, because I'm a terrible person. I want to see all E-tanks up here. So we have a lower Norfair dive. And then I want to see progression, not in lower Norfair, but let's see, what can we get? We could get a spring ball. I want to see I want to see a spring ball in lower Norfair. And then the actual progression behind Bot Wound. Hey, a wave beam. That's nice to have. So that they have to do a suitless crystal flash clip. That's what I want to see. And as the commentator, that now has to happen. I've now set my curse. Oh, I didn't. Oh, never mind. That was wave. I was gonna say I didn't see what was behind Croc, but I did see what was behind Croc. It was 100% wave. Oh my goodness, Rusty. Did Rusty must... Oh, he doesn't have the speed booster. He hasn't cleared this room yet. Or did he clear the room? I was watching Nick. I don't even know what happened over on Rusty's side. I just saw him get plugged by one of those enemies and I got scared. Okay, he must have the speed booster because he's leaving. I don't think there's any way he would leave without checking the attic item. Meanwhile, nikplayer picking up all these tanks. And I don't remember who pointed it out before, but oh, there's where the bombs are. I didn't see nikplayer pick those up. Now we see where those are. Rusty can't do bowling. Rusty, you can't do bowling. Okay, he's realizing. This is kind of an advantage for Rusty though, because there really wasn't anything super useful. Oh, and there is the Varia. Bob says you can do bowling. Bob can do a lot of... Oh, bowling spark. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, that's actually not even that awful. Is that in logic? Yeah, it takes less than 99 health to get across. Right? Or do you have to do like a jump across first? Takes about 100 from the normal spot, so you just have to get out there a little bit. That Varia though is huge. So nikplayer now just has to find progression through Meridia, and he's go mode. So Spring Ball. Well, he'd have to get through Coliseum, so he needs a way. He needs a way up to the top of Meridia, and he needs a way through Coliseum. So some combination, like if he finds ice, that's it. Ice is go mode. He could find Spring Ball and grapple. Oh, he's seen Space Jump in Right Sandpit. Okay. Yeah, I believe Ice and Space Jump would be go mode. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's in logic, but it's definitely possible. No. He needs... I take it back. He would need a way up Precious too, and Spring Ball would do that, or Grapple, or X-Ray. Anyway, there's options. There's ways to get through. Oh, and Rusty going back to... Oh, yeah, this... Unfortunately, that did slow Rusty down a little bit, because he ended up going back to Waterway anyway, after getting that speed booster, which makes sense. Certainly the right choice. You want to check that item. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it in his first run through Brinstar. And now nikplayer diving into Lower Norfair. This is a pretty cozy Lower Norfair, as Hardway to Hell goes. This is a lot of tanks. It's pretty cozy just to have Varia. So he'll be happy with that. Yeah, Spring Ball is a very powerful item. So Spring Ball... Well, Spring Ball doesn't get us up full Happy Room, though. It does, but not in logic. And then getting through Coliseum would be pretty terrible, too. Unless you're talking about getting Space Jump as well. Spring Ball and Space Jump. Yeah, Spring Ball Space Jump would do it. Again, I don't know if it's in logic, but it would but it's definitely possible. nikplayer just finding more E. Seeing more E at GT, so he's gonna bail. He's gonna get rid of that tank he just picked up and head to the back of Lower Norfair. Go kill Ridley. Find his progression. This is pretty straightforward for nikplayer now. And Rusty is going back to wreck ship. Oh, is he gonna go do bowling? Make a bowling attempt with bowling spark? All right, nikplayer going through worst room in the game. It truly is the worst room in the game. Other than Parlor. Parlor's the true worst room in the game, but aside from that one, this one is a very close second. Very nicely done, by the way. He has the equipment to do new route strats, and he knows them and executed flawlessly. Okay, here we go. Let's see if Rusty makes this spark. Ooh, just short. So I imagine you have to get, let's see. Can you make it without doing a, like getting an extra run, like without backing up to get a good run? I feel like that would take too much time. Otherwise, what I might do is start from the right. I don't know. What's the tech? Who's got the tech for getting through that? What's the best way? And nikplayer gonna see this Powerbound's shame. And it's another E-tank. So progression is either going to be behind Ridley or in the Lower Norfair escape. nikplayer using all of his missiles to take care of that Desgiga. Is Rusty going for it again? I'm surprised Rusty's not in Bubble Mountain right now. I think I would do Bubble Mountain. Even on no tanks, you can at least check that first item, which was an E-tank. And you can get to Croc. Even if there's no tanks, you can get to Croc, which was all E-tanks. Because there's a lot more checks down there. There's a lot of density down in Norfair, particularly if you find some tanks. Aside, other than this, I guess this is 3 checks. 2 if he already checked the reserve item. But it takes so long to get up here. Charging the normal spot, 3 seconds. But do you get enough distance then if you just charge in the normal spot and then just get a big jump across? Like jump as far as you can. Okay, here we go. Let's see if Rusty can make it across. Maybe Rusty will answer my question. You'd run back and forth. Okay, okay. Seems like it'd be real tight. Oh, and we had ice. Yeah, I was watching Rusty. I didn't even see what was behind Ridley. Ice behind Ridley. Oh, I don't... Ugh. Oh, so close. Yeah, I think if he had just gotten a little bit farther, I think he had time left in the... Time left in the Shine Spark timer to get a little bit lower. A little bit farther. So yeah, nikplayer is now... Oh, not quite go mode. He needs a way out of Precious. He doesn't have a way out of Precious Room yet, so he still needs one more item from somewhere. Either an X-ray or a grapple. Might be it. There's no gravity in the seed. There's a gravity jump out of Precious? If, in Boss Rando, there would be. If you're, yeah, if you're coming from Ridley. Oh, and there's X-ray. So there's our go mode. All right, nikplayer just needs to get to the end now. Let's see, and he has plenty of ammo. Yeah, ammo's good. He's got nothing. He's got nothing left. Just go through the game. Oh, I missed it. Rusty made it across. Oh no! I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. Who saw it? Was it beautiful? That must have been beautiful. It must have been close. Yeah, nikplayer, I wouldn't even be checking it. I wouldn't even check that item. I'd just go at this point. Although, I don't know. I guess grapple could still show up. That would speed things up. He's probably right. He's probably right to do these quick checks. This is a little frightening, this health going through these key hunters. Oh, not frightening anymore. I feel like this seed just wants nikplayer to have a good time. It's so funny. This has been a very different seed for the two runners, solely because of that initial E-tank that nikplayer found. And the power bombs. I mean, the power bombs were a big deal too. But the E-tank, that's what really did it. The power bombs, if Rusty had gotten the E-tank and not the power bombs, he would have had a little bit of back and forth to do, but he wouldn't have had these grueling rooms and boss fights. Got the run from farther back, that was enough. Interesting. Well, now we know. Now I know that tankless bowling is possible. nikplayer taking the time to pick up those missiles. I guess that's not a terrible idea. He's got plenty of ammo, but why not have more? I wonder if nikplayer feels good about where he's at right now. I feel like the whole seed just sort of fell into his hands. He hasn't had to I mean, look at this. He's an hour in and going for his last boss. Hardway to Hell is a hard setting. A lot of times you'll see like 2-hour seeds and more sometimes. So he's going to be well under 2 hours. He's got to feel good about this. Whether he feels ahead or behind, I don't know, but he's got to feel good about how he's played it. All right, and Rusty's gonna be heading into Norfair now and getting those tanks that he's so desperately wanted the whole time. One after the other, after the other, after the other. I like this strat. So nikplayer is doing a right side fish freeze. There are a few different ways to go up that room. Uh, I like to do the left side fish freeze, which is basically the same thing you just saw nikplayer do, but on. Wait, I have my directions wrong. I do the right side. He did the left side. And he's gonna do another one here. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. It's beautiful. Another thing you see runners do a lot of the time is wait at the bottom and knock down the crab with a super, and then kind of use the crab as a little stepping stone. Jump up on the crab, jump up on the fish. All are valid. Okay. Rusty probably going to be, I don't know. I imagine he's going to be kind of disappointed to find those tanks. Like, man, I could have come here a long time ago. Not a long time ago. He needed to kill Fantoon first, but... Yeah, Audra pointing out, anybody who wants to do that fish tech, it's a really, really crazy thing. Anytime you're in Meridius Ulyss, freeze a crab or a fish or anything, just freeze something, and then jump up against it and press your D-pad against it, like kind of rub against the fish or the frozen thing. Rusty, oh my god, I hope Rusty gets this. Rusty's doing a crystal spark. Or attempting a crystal spark. So he can get a blue suit. I'm not sure what he wants this for, but this is some advanced tech right here. What he's doing is he's laying a power bomb at the exact right position so that he can crystal flash into, let me think. Yeah, crystal flash into the sorry, shine spark into the crystal flash, so that basically he's winding up the shine spark and crystal flashing at the same time, and that'll give him a blue suit. Oh, it looks like he's giving up on it. That's too bad. I'm not sure what he wanted it for, but it would have been pretty cool to see. Anyway, I didn't finish my thought about the fish. So rub up against the fish, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you rise as you're rubbing against the fish. And that'll get you the height that you need. It gets you up really, really fast. Crystal Spark, also called let's see, there are different names for it. I generally call it a crystal fart for no reason, but crystal spark or shine flash, I think both are valid terms. Spark flash, fart splash, I think is what Rusty calls it. All right, and we see nikplayer doing a crab climb. This is, if you've never done this before, this is a really bad time. Particularly without spring ball. When you have spring ball, you can rely on spring ball to give yourself a little bit extra height. But he's got to freeze this crab in just the right position. It's a pretty wide window, but it's still tight. So see, he's getting on the crab and then getting up to the top. And now he's got to do it again up here. Although this one is easier. What we're probably going to see him do is get up to this little ledge underneath, and then he'll do a flatly, which to do a flatly, yeah, there we go. Beautifully done. You walk off. It's not a moonwalk. I've seen people try to do this, and and do with a moonwalk, but it's not a moonwalk. It's you just walk off the edge. You have to be facing away from the edge. I don't know if he's gonna get past that crab. Oh, he does. Wow, that was close. Um, yeah, you just walk off the edge and then jump just as you fall. And for whatever reason, Samus kind of clips the edge and jumps from a little bit lower. And Rusty dies at Croc. Is that what happened? Wasn't Croc dead? Oh, he was doing a crystal flash. And Nick Player must be looking for grapple. I don't know what. I think if I were in Nick Player's position, I would not be looking for anything else. Not up here anyway. Like I would check things on the way, but this is pretty out of the way, and he's got everything he needs to finish the game. So. So it would have been nice. He could have spiked a grapple, or what else could he have gotten? I don't know what else he would be looking for, honestly. Just grapple. He knows where space jump is. Oh, spring ball. Yeah, spring ball would be useful, I guess. Oh. Oh, yeah. Spring ball would be good. But he doesn't need it. The way he has to get out of Dre is he can I mean it's standard RBO minus the grapple. Oh, this is interesting. Doing the climb over here. I've never seen anybody climb the snail over here before. I guess that's faster. Is he gonna be able to get across? This is interesting. Oh, look at that. Using the snail. That is innovative. I have never seen anybody do that before. I like that. I might steal that. Um Anyway, standard RBO, so you get a blue suit or just a flash suit from Dre to get up Dre's room, and then he can X-ray climb Precious. Yeah, I don't know if Zos does that. I've never seen that strat before. That was really cool. And Rusty about to find the smorgasbord of E-tanks and wave beam. Wave beam will be nice. He'll be happy to see that wave beam. Or saying, oh, here's where all those E-tanks were. This would have been nice to have like an hour ago. And meanwhile, over on Nick Player's side, yeah, he's going to be farming up for some supers. He'll want enough supers to get through the super door. I like to have enough to kill all the turrets and then the crystal flash. So really, he needs 14. 15, 16 helps, open up the red door and make your life a little happier. He also needs to kill Dre, so yeah, I guess more supers is better. Ah, yeah. So to get a spike suit off of Dragon, you just it's actually not that hard. You just you have to crystal flash and get grabbed while you're crystal flashing. If you've never done it before, it can be a little bit frustrating to get the timing down on exactly when to do that. But once you've done it a few times, it's not terrible. Varia was in Norfair Reserve. So the big difference here in this seed is nikplayer went into a sandpit early. They started in Aqueduct, and nikplayer grabbed an E-tank from one of the sand pits. Rusty didn't get that E-tank, and that E-tank has really propelled nikplayer through. That E-tank helped him get through X-ray, which was another E-tank. And so nikplayer was doing the early game with 2 tanks, while Rusty was doing it with no tanks. So Rusty took a death on Fantoon, and just has had a really, really tough time in the early game. Now he's finally, and then Speed Booster was up in Attic of Wreck Ship, so having a nice Fantoon fight really made the difference in this. And just having those tanks in general. Rusty also skipped high jump on his first pass, which is where first power bombs were. So that set him back a little bit more. Although I don't think that was the big difference maker. The big difference maker was having that E-tank, that early tank. Oh, nikplayer really needs to damage down here. So Rusty is going to find that Varia back here. And that basically sets him into go mode minus Meridia access. But unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. nikplayer's finishing his last boss. Well, he's on his last boss. He's having a little bit of a rough time with it. He didn't get the, or did he? Maybe he got the crystal flash already. I didn't see. Did he get the spike suit already? Hasn't damaged down. Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I missed that or not. So this is a little sketchy. Yeah, he has no way to get down to 50 now without farming up a little bit first. He's got to get below 50 to do the crystal flash, and Dragon does 80 damage right now with this current loadout. Oh, right, he can smack the turret too. Okay, so now he's good. So we'll see if he converts this into a blue suit or just decides to do the fight with spike suit. He doesn't need to check the item behind Dre. Yeah, it looks like he's opting to just keep the spike suit. I'd probably convert. It's a little safer. Unfortunately, out of ammo now, so he'll have to farm some of this goop. Hopefully, he doesn't waste the suit. But it looks like he has real good control. Samus is white because Rusty is using which sprite is this? I forget which sprite he uses, but it's a different Samus sprite from Kaizo. That's right. Yeah. So this is what Samus looks like with Varia. All right, and now nikplayer is taking care of Dragon. Oh no! Oh, lost the suit. But he gets saved with grapple. Wow. Okay. This seed officially loves nikplayer. Grapples no, but he's got X-ray for Precious. That was the plan all along. To use the flash suit here, and then X-ray up Precious. That's funny. That's funny. nikplayer, you better go buy a lottery ticket today. That's amazing. All right. Meanwhile, Rusty making his lava dive into Lower Norfair. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it counts if you buy buy a lottery ticket for him. I think he's got to be the one. I think Nick's got to be the one to buy the ticket. Yeah, the X-ray climb is feeling self-inflicted now. He could have grabbed that grapple and grappled out of Dragon's room and then sparked up this room. That said, grapple jumping with a spike suit is not trivial. You have to so normally if you're doing a grapple jump, you can kind of just spam the jump button and just time when you press down to morph. But if you're doing it with a flash suit, your jumps actually have to be spin jumps. So you have to morph, unmorph, and then do a spin jump, and then morph, unmorph, spin jump, morph, unmorph. So it's a little bit more involved. Rusty unloading to 33, which I don't think is low enough. Also, it doesn't really matter because he can just sit here in this spot. So if you get, maybe it is low enough. I thought it had to be below 32. If you get your missiles below whatever the threshold is, 32, 33, whatever, then GT will only do the he'll only throw the orbs. He won't do his sonic boom attack. But usually the reason that you would want to do that is if you are if you don't have, like, say you're doing a 5 super GT fight and you have a billion missiles. If you have those billion missiles, it's really hard to farm for more supers. With this loadout, he could just fire the supers and nothing's gonna hit him anyway. And nikplayer now has all 4 G4 bosses killed and is just on his way to Turian. Turian will be a breeze for him. He's got Ice Beam. He's got Speed. Even Wave in case he needs a little bit wider shot for those Metroids. You know, maybe he doesn't hit quite precisely. Yep, ammo is through the roof. Like, this is, for Hardway to Hell particularly, this is going to be a piece of cake, Turian. No, he has not done 100%. There's quite a few items that he's missed, particularly the post Dragon items. There's no reason for him to check Spring Ball or Plasma. Oh, maybe, is that it? Maybe that's it. But he certainly Certainly doesn't need it. Those are very fast wall jumps in that 2-tile gap. Man, if I try to do wall jumps that fast, I end up just falling. nikplayer has some really good movement tech. Rusty dealing with the other worst room in the game. With this loadout, it's not bad, but this amphitheater can be pretty brutal if you don't have the right equipment. Like, say, Varia. That makes it real bad. Varia and tanks. Lack of Varia and tanks makes amphitheater pretty rough. All right, and Rusty picking up that X-ray, and he's going to find his go mode behind Ridley. Yeah, the big difference maker in this seed, I think, was that E-tank. It made the seeds so much more streamlined and straightforward. The E-tank and the power bombs. It was two things. It was two things, but mostly that E-tank. So, yeah, since I wasn't here at the beginning, so did Rusty see the E-tank and just leave, or did he go down the other pit? I mean, I can't imagine he would want to go down the right pit to escape Meridia. And Rusty's leaving the power bomb's a shame item for later. Didn't check left pit at all. So he just went through it? Yeah, you have to be able to break free. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that break free tech in the left sand pit. If you've never done it before, it's pretty frustrating, to say the least. It's frustrating even when you do know how to do it. But I mean, there's 2 items up there. It's definitely worth going for. I'm sure Rusty's done it before. It's free. Yeah, that's why it's called break free. No, it's really frustrating. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a 2-tile wall jump, kind of like nikplayer was doing to get up Aqueduct a minute ago. But at the top, you have the surface of the water, and breaking free from that surface of the water is pretty stupid. I have kind of a way that I feel it. I don't even know exactly how I do it, but it works pretty well. I kind of get to the surface of the water, and then from the right wall, I do kind of a fast wall jump, and somehow that works. I don't know why it works, but I usually get up there within, I don't know, 5 tries or so. But then there's days that I just can't do it. I'll be sitting in there for 5 minutes and still haven't gotten up there. Being fast is the most important thing. Yeah, it just seems like I get over to the right wall and then press left and jump like in very quick succession. Let's see, nikplayer. I don't see. Why is nikplayer going back? Does he need to? I don't think it was necessary for him to go back and refill. I'm not sure what happened. I wasn't watching. I was I was envisioning left sandpit in my head. I wasn't watching either runner. What a commentator. Wow. Just playing make-believe in his head. Yeah, I think nikplayer is playing this a little bit safer than he needs to. It doesn't matter under these conditions, but I mean, not under these conditions. It doesn't matter in this race. But this is plenty of ammo to do Zeb skip and then just go through. I also personally, and I mean, I guess there's different schools of thought. I like to use supers on Mother Brain 1 because it just gets that part of the fight over with. That to me is the harder part of the fight because particularly when you're trying to save ammo, because those turrets can get in the way. The Rinkas can get in the way, and so I like to just unload my 10 supers, or you have to break the glass first, but just unload the supers, get that Mother Brain 1 done as quickly as possible, and then it's much easier to connect ammo on Mother Brain 2. Nine plus nine. Yeah. Yeah, I guess what do I do? I know I do 6 missiles once the glass is broke, and then 8 supers. So I guess I do 12 and 8. If I did that math right. Oh, Rusty almost... Oh, look at this. He's dodging the key hunters anyway. Sort of. The strats were good. He just fell down a few times. Doesn't matter. He has E-tanks for days now. nikplayer, going through the Mother Brain cutscene. And Rusty making his way to Meridia. In go mode. Yeah, I agree. nikplayer really played the seat out of his mind. It was smooth going all the way through. Like, you wouldn't know that this was a slow progression seed. In fact, slowest progression, right? It's slowest progression. But nikplayer just like the routing that he took, he just barely had to do any backtracking at all. I think the biggest backtracking, it wasn't even really a backtrack, was going back into Brinstar to pick up all that ammo. It wasn't a backtrack. I don't think he did any backtracking. That's a good question, Cheesy. I think I kind of like that. I usually just go left pit. as long as I already have the morph ball. If I don't have the morph ball, obviously I'll go right pit, but I don't usually check both pits. I'll just I'll go left pit and pick up both the items on my way out. Kind of like nikplayer did. But I could see the worth in save scumming the right pit too. Yeah, that left pit isn't in logic, so I guess it would make sense to, if you're gonna go left pit, it makes sense to save scum right pit. But just because that's the item that's in logic. Oh, I see. So nikplayer was actually bailed out by finding a finding that super over there. Huh. All right, and with that, nikplayer is done. I'm not in the race room. I don't know the. I never went in. I'll go see what the official time is. And I don't know if they're gonna get invitations to maybe I should send an invitation to interview. Let's see. I'm going in to the race room. Official time of 1:34:16. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna try to get nikplayer in here. He says he'll interview. Uh, uh, uh. Let's see if I know what I'm doing. Do I know how to do this? Probably not. Oh boy. Here we go. I think this should do it. Because I don't think he's going to get an automatic invite because there was no comm set up. There. I think that'll do it. Let's find out. Oh, he would get an invite? Oh, okay. Even though there was nobody signed up for comms? Happened yesterday? That's interesting. So, so like if you're doing a race and nobody's commentating, you could just like hop in and talk about the race. Whenever Junie comes, the bot stops working. Oh, that's cool. Well, all right. Well, he's not in here yet. Meanwhile, we see Rusty doing his crab climb. Charges at Shack. Where was Spring Ball? Did anybody see? Because Spring Ball is required for that item. Or is it? Wait, actually is R jump? R jump might be in logic. You don't think R jump is logic? Okay. That looks like a good freeze. And Rusty is up. So we'll see Rusty do that same flatly up here. R jump is not in logic. Okay. Yeah, Audra, it's not hard. Particularly with the buffer that Bob found, it's pretty straightforward. It used to be hard. Without the buffer, it's pretty hard. Although you would have no trouble with it, I don't think. All right, and we are joined by nikplayer. nikplayer, welcome, GG.
GG, thank you.
Yeah, what a race. You must feel good about this one. Everything kind of just fell right into your lap all the way through.
Oh my god. Didn't die the seat, and everything was very fine. X-ray clip first try. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, you were just playing out of your mind on this seed. The big difference, though, you'll see where, I don't know if you're watching the stream now, Rusty is just heading to his last boss right now. You pulled ahead
yeah.
early on because you checked that left sandpit and found that early E-tank. Rusty was without any tanks until, oh man, I don't even know, at least 40 minutes in. He had no tanks. Yeah, because you found that first tank in the sandpit, and then you found your second tank in at X-ray. So you were doing all the early game with 2 tanks. Rusty tried to do the X-ray deboost with no tanks, but didn't make it across.
Yeah.
So he did all of that early game with no tanks, and died to Fantoon once, and just had a pretty rough time. The other thing that set you apart, Rusty also didn't go down to high jump to get his first power bombs. So his first power bombs were much later than yours, so you were able to do a lot more checks than he was early on.
Yeah, this is always very good that you pick all if you have power bombs or super missiles, or I don't know, just check all that stuff, and this will help because for this kind of seeds I've played, sometimes I didn't check sometimes some stuff and didn't go to, I didn't have much ammo for Torion, so I decide in this seed now, when I have these possibilities, I check everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. These Hardway to Hell, you need so much ammo and so many tanks. You never know if you're going to have to do suitless LN or what you're going to have to do. So yeah, checking everything when you're in the area is really important. Yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to say other than like you just crushed this seed, and like your movement was incredible, and your routing was perfect. Yeah, I mean, you crushed this thing. Anything else that you want to say about it?
No. Thank you very much. Very thank you very much for this kind of words. I was surprised that I didn't die and get my roots, everything nice, and what I say, that was my day today.
Yeah, GG, for real. Really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like Rusty is going to finish this out. Oh, I should look up. Let's see. So nikplayer, I'm gonna go look at the bracket. see who your next competitor is. We may not know yet. I don't know if they've done
I
their
think
race yet. Let's see.
glove or I must say.
Yeah, glove or Tilly.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be a pretty fun race to watch. Glove and Tilly both really excellent runners.
Yeah, I
Let me
know.
so either way that goes, it should be a good race for you as well. I'm gonna go see if they have their race scheduled yet.
Mm.
All right. Schedule Glove Tilly. Yeah, that's gonna be Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be a good
Okay.
one to watch for sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
3 races. Oh, Wednesday's tomorrow, isn't it? 3 races tomorrow. There's oh well, one of them is technically tonight, 1 a.m. Audra and Colors are tonight. That's going to be on SpeedGaming. The other 2, 6 p.m. is going to be me and Cassidy fighting out in the losers bracket. nikplayer knocked me out.
I'm very sorry.
No, I mean, watching you play is a treat. Like you know this game so well. Like your movement is good. You've got all the tech. It's I mean, I don't feel bad for losing to you at all. It's impressive, impressive to watch.
No, but thank you very much for this kind of words. I'm very appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sorry for my English is worse, the
Oh
worst
no,
ever.
not at all, not at all.
But yeah, I very appreciate it for this words, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, good luck in your next race.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thank you. All right, so we'll watch Rusty finish this out. Let's see. I'm gonna go see if he's responded at all. He might not be looking at the race room. Yeah, he might not be looking. He may not know that Nick finished already, or he just wants to finish it out. Either way. Getting my windows back in line. Here we go. All right, so now we'll see Rusty damage down to do. He's gonna. We'll see if Rusty converts to blue suit. I think he'll be. I think he'll be pretty happy to see that grapple if he does convert to blue suit. I would if I converted, I would be happy to see the grapple. If I didn't convert, I would be unhappy to see the grapple. Damaging down. And this is a nice range to be. So let's see. Yeah. So Dre does. I mean, he could even take a turret hit with this. But Dre does 80 damage. So if he gets hit twice by Dre, he'll be sitting at what, 4 health? Did I do that math? No, I did not do that math right. 34 health. Which is still okay. But he's probably going to take some turret hits here and bring himself down. If I were doing this, I would bring myself down to between whatever 50 plus 80 is. So 130 and 180. And then take a hit from Dre. This to me is a little dangerous because, yeah, now Dre's going to be coming down. Oh, he had Varyoff too. Okay, yeah, even better. I probably would have damaged down then to so let's see. Dre does 160. So between I think he would have been in range. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine. He just saved. Yeah, and Gwen pointing out another way to do it is to have your reserves in the crystal flash range. So put your I like to put reserves at around 30 I mean, anything under 50 is good, but I like to put it around 30 because that makes sure that you don't get double hit. I mean, 50 does too, but yeah, just put something in reserves so you take your hit, pop the reserves, and then you're set in crystal flash range. Oh, he's gonna try to go all the way down with the Metroid. Yep, that's another way to do it. Now he just has to not get hit. As long as he doesn't get hit by a turret, he'll be fine. I always forget that's another way to do it. Just go into the room with crystal flash health. Oh no, this is dangerous. Okay. Be nice, turret. Alright, he's good. And having 54 power bombs for this is pretty nice. You can just if I don't have a lot of power bombs, I try to time my crystal flash uh, so that I don't waste any power bombs. Wait, did he just walked through Dre? Oh, this is interesting. He's doing okay. So Rusty is used to doing this with grapple, so he just went into the position where, like, if he had grapple, he could have grapple killed to convert to the blue suit. I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something about blue suits, Dragon, damaging. Some of those words were coming out of my mouth, but I don't remember what order they were coming out in or what their meaning was. Oh, doing the crystal flash. Yeah, if I have a lot of power bombs, I'll just lay a power bomb every time to make sure that I'm not gonna get badly gooped. Because if you lay the power bomb late in Dragon's goop animation, what can happen is you'll delete some of those goop particles with the power bomb, and then there aren't enough to like you just might not get hit by one of the goops because there's not very many to hit you. Am I explaining this well? I don't know. Yeah, comms blew it. Comms blew it. All right, so Rusty's gonna be happy to see this grapple over here. Oh, Nick, if you're still in chat right now, did you get an official invite from SpeedGaming? All right, so we see Rusty doing the grapple jump out. Yeah. Yeah. Audra understands. I'm not sure I made it very clear. I'm not sure what I even said. Oh, Rusty forfeited. Okay. Yep. So Rusty forfeited at 152.20. And oh, Gwen sent it to you. Oh, I did too, but in probably the wrong place. I'll go send Rusty one. Although Gwen's probably gonna beat me to it. Gwen's much better at all this than I am. Well, I'll ask if he wants to interview him first. All right. Okay, so it looks like he forfeited, but he's going to finish it out anyway. Totally fair. And Rusty also will have a really easy time in Turian. Oh, or maybe he's decided this is where he wants it to end. Let's go check and see if he responded. Okay, Rusty is not going to come in for an interview. Probably feeling kind of frustrated. This was boy, like I said before, this is a very, very different race for the two runners. Nikplayer finding that E-tank early, also getting bailed out by the super missile. It just kind of went from there, and everything kind of went in Nick's favor. Meanwhile, Rusty did not get that early tank, and just had a real rough time in the early game. Once he got through the early game, it was fine. It's just that early game was so brutal without having any tanks. And here we go. These were Nikplayer's first checks after Aqueduct. E-tank, and then under the orb is a super missile to allow him to escape. There it is. And I wouldn't have even thought of that. Because I usually, if I'm doing a random start location, I'm also doing area rando. So I wouldn't, and then those gates are gone. Like there's no gate in the way of Red Tower, and not to mention you're just going out a different way anyway. So I wouldn't have even thought about the fact that you need a super to get out. But yeah, it sounds like with this Aqueduct start, the right pit is gonna have that super for you to be able to escape. Of course, in Aqueduct itself, I think you typically find Morph and Varia, or Morph and High Jump. Or no, not Varia. Morph and Gravity, or Morph and High Jump. All right, and it looks like Rusty is taking his rest in the left pit. Oh, you can get a super in Aqueduct. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So, yeah. Now I'm not sure. This is gonna be my start location tomorrow, and now I'm questioning how I even want to start it. Do I want to save scum a pit? I don't know. I think I might. Do like Audra's saying, save scum a left pit, and then go down the right if there's nothing there. I don't know. Anyway, let me go through the schedule again for anybody that wasn't here before. Schedule. There are 3 races tomorrow. Well, one of them is tonight at 1 a.m. Technically 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, between Audra and Colors. That's going to be on this same channel, SpeedGaming. There are two other races tomorrow. Junie June, whoever that is, Junie June versus Cassidy Moen at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then Tilly versus Glove at 7 p.m. Neither of those are scheduled yet, but I mean, they're scheduled. Neither of them are. They don't have channels yet, but they are scheduled. And then on Saturday we have Fringo Fox versus Cheesy, and Bad at Metroid versus Gwen. Also no channels yet, but they are scheduled. So a lot of races left to go this week. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks Gwen for tracking. Thanks to Rusty and Nick for playing and showing off their skills. And everybody have a good day, and I will see you next mission.